Hello everyone, welcome to IGCSE Accounting. In this video, we want to talk about the bank reconciliation for other entries that to include in the cash book. So there are certain terms you need to understand beforehand. All right. And then the first one we are looking at is sale check. A check that a bank will not process because it is more than 6 months. There is some check that maybe the payer forget to bank in or the receiver forget to bank in. So the check already more than 6 months, bank will not recognize it. So they can't process. All right. There is another type of check, which is dishonored check. A check that presented to the bank, which the payer has insufficient funds in their account for the bank to transfer the money to make the payment. So the bank will not process, so the receiver, that means will not get the payment into this particular, from this check. No. All right. And now there are certain things that maybe happen in the cash book with some errors. So how to correct the errors in the cash book? An entry made on the other side of the account to adjust the total. For example, you realize that there are some mistake or maybe a typo or something made in the cash book. So if let's say it's debit overcast, then you need to reduce in the credit. That means another new entry in the credit side. So it's just the other side of the account will do. All right. In order to show you in the real working example, let's look at the example number 3 in page 97. Elia received a bank statement for May 2018 showing a credit balance of 134 at the end of the month of May. All right. So it means that it's an overdraft. That means a negative value of. That means Elia is owing bank for 134. However, the bank column of her cash book had a debit balance. That means it's positive with 114 on 1st of June. All right, so it's different. So there is some comparison of the cash book and the bank statement reviewed by the following. So we will check one by one. Let's have a look of various things. For example, I already prepared the cash book of Elia. And then let's have a look of the first things, which is the item that appear on the bank statement. But we need to make the adjustment in the cash book now. All right. So the direct debit to Kalim, that means we make the payment to Kalim, but it's not recorded in the cash book. So we need to do the entry right now. Right, the entry, the amount is 91. So we put 91 here. Okay. The next item that we check in the bank statement, all right, appear in the bank statement but not in the cash book, is the check received from Julia, a credit customer, for 214 was dishonored. That means the bank not recognized and won't process this check, which is 214. So earlier in the cash book, we put in the debit side for this particular check, and we receive some proof from this customer, which is Julia, saying they already banked in the check. But the problem is the bank not recognize and dishonor the check. So we need to credit back to cancel this particular transaction. So what we need to do is put the credit side 214 over here. All right, let's check another transaction. Okay, another case is the electricity bill paid by a standing order of 65. Okay, standing order, that means it's actually already fixed every month from the business to the receiver, which is the electricity company. All right, and that, so we need to, but in the cash book we forget to record it, so we need to enter into our cash book at this round. All right, so this is the transaction, and there is another let's have a look. Okay, in the bank statement, there are something positive. All right, there is a dividend received for 50. So it's a debit side. That means we receive the dividend in the debit side, which is 50. Oops, it's not this. It's debit. It's side. Okay. All right. All right. So far, this is the things, and let's have a look of some adjustment in the cash book side. So this appear in the cash book, but not in the how to say in the bank statement. So we need to make the adjustment. But beforehand, there are something that we need to complete it. There is a arrow. Okay, let me show you. Okay. All right. There is a total of the credit side of the cash book have been overcast for 100. Okay, in this sentence, it means that in my cash book, Elia's cash book, okay, the credit side, which is a credit side, the bank column overcast, that means over, that means more, 100. So in order for us to correct this, we need to debit it because it's over in the credit side, so we need to debit it. So what we need to do in here is we need to put debit error correction. You can just put this in this case, all right? And then now we need to see what happened here, all right? So what we need to do is just to sum up this 264, and here we see, oh, this is 370, all right? So it's a different, am I right? So we need to make it balance. In order to do so, we take this amount and minus 264. Enter. So both sides is balanced 370. So we know that there is a carry down, which is 106. All right. So this is our cash book. After all the correct adjustment, we already done. All right. So now we need to look into how to make the adjustment in our bank reconciliation. Remember in the previous video, we mentioned that there is a few different methods. So in this example, we're also using the method of balance from the cash book. So we got the number of 106, right? So what we need to do here is we put the 106 here. All right, after we make this adjustment of 106 with the balance from the cash book, all right, but we don't forget, this is a negative amount, remember, it's in the credit side, so we need to put 106 for the credit side. And then we need to add unpresent check for Lucas. So the question is like this, I show you, right? So there is a check paid to Lucas, a credit supplier, which is 335. We already paid, but it's not showing inside our bank statement. But actually it happened. So there is some discrepancy for the time being. So we make our bank reconciliation here. So it's 335. So what we need to do here is we key in 335, enter. All right. And then the next thing that we also found out in our cash book, which is correct, but the bank statement not appear, which is a cash sales paid directly into the bank, which is 95. All right. So there is a uncredited deposit. So we need to less that out, right? So it's an amount of 95. All right. So after this adjustment, we found out that the balance number is 134. So 134, we go back to the slide. All right. So you see, in the bank statement, actually is credit side 134. And in our bank reconciliation, is also 134. It's the same now. All right, so you see the question at the end of it, it will see that the instruction for you to do this particular question is update the cash book for Elia for as per 1st of June. So you can see here that in the cash book that I prepared, Everything is 1st of June. Okay, so this is one thing that you need to read the question carefully. Once updated, prepare a bank reconciliation statement for the same date, right? So you see when I explained to you, we actually did the bank reconciliation for 1st of June. So this is the format that we are using. Okay, so all right, and then we go back to the slide. All right, so we have solved the case of example 3. Just a conclusion of it. If, let's say, the bank statements and also the cash book still not balanced, but just now the case is balanced, both also 134, so it's correct. But what if it's not balanced? So there is one possibility is the error is by the business, but we haven't found out that what is the problem is, so you need to investigate. Another possibility, there is some error happen in the bank that we still not sure what happened yet. And then there are something even more terrible is a fraud, embezzlement happen in the business. So you need to investigate. So there is the things for bank reconciliation process. So shall there be any questions or doubt, you can put into the comment. And thank you. And that's all for this video.